Intermittent fasting, prolonged fasting, exercise. Let's put them all in the same group. Things we know are genuinely good for us, things we want the benefits from, but things our mind pushes back on every single time. And when we finally commit to fasting, the first question is always the same. How little can I actually do and still get real results? Fat loss, cellular renewal, resetting the body, and slowing down aging. I wanted to find a shortcut. Can intermittent fasting alone be enough? Or do I actually need to push further into prolonged fasting? Let me share what I found, so you don't have to experiment with both. Let me share this from first-hand experience, so you can learn, visualize, and maybe even feel what this is actually like before you try it yourself. I tried intermittent fasting, and I did a 16-8. To be honest, it is genuinely not hard. Think about it. You finish dinner, switch off your mind about food, sleep through the night, then wake up, get ready, drink a big glass of water, do your morning rituals, have your coffee. By the time you've done all that, you're halfway there already. If you finish dinner at 6 p.m., you can eat again at 10 a.m. Finished at 8 p.m., you're back to eating at noon. That's it. Nothing dramatic. Now, for prolonged fasting, that's a different experience. Nevertheless, it is also more manageable than most people think. Day 1 is actually fine. And for most of us, let's be real, we've been building up reserves quite generously. You're absolutely not going to starve on day 1. By the way, let's clear something up right here. Fasting is not starving. Starving is involuntary and dangerous. Fasting is a conscious, controlled choice with a clear endpoint. Your body knows the difference, and so should you. One thing I learned the hard way on my first attempt was not to drink water with a pinch of sea salt. Electrolytes does matter. I skipped that the first time and woke up on day 2 with cramps. Second time I did it right, completely different experience. Day 2 is where it gets real. I won't pretend otherwise. I woke up, did my usual routine, drank my sparkling water and salt water. Normally I'd reach for coffee, but on day 2, honestly, I didn't even want it. The sparkling water and salt water were enough to keep me going. And here's what actually saved me: staying busy. I'm retired, so I structured my prolonged fasts around my workout days. For people still working, it might actually be even easier. Work occupies your mind completely, and before you know it, half the day is gone. After my workout, a shower, an afternoon walk with my dog, and suddenly it's 6 or 7 p.m. Time to eat. Done. The second time I did a prolonged fast, it was noticeably easier. The body adapts, and knowing what to expect makes a huge difference. So before we get into what each type of fasting actually does inside your body, just know this: both are more doable than they sound. One just asks a little more of you than the other. If fat loss is your primary goal, intermittent fasting is enough. You don't need to go further. Specifically, a 16-8 schedule, by eating within an 8-hour window, fasting for 16 hours, is genuinely effective for burning fat. Here's why. Every time you eat, insulin rises. Insulin is a storage hormone. When it's high, your body stores fat, not burns it. Fast for 16 hours, and insulin stays low long enough for your body to tap into fat stores for fuel. Do that consistently for 3 to 4 times a week, and you create a reliable fat-burning signal without extreme deprivation. Intermittent fasting can help trigger fat loss. However, it is important to understand that it is actually for maintenance. It keeps the system running efficiently. It is not a deep reset. And that's where the next question comes in. What if you want more than fat loss? You want to look better, maybe younger, fix some autoimmune issue, reset your immune system? These deeper benefits come from prolonged fasting. Here's a breakdown of what exactly is happening inside your body at each stage. Remember we talked about the internal housekeeping benefits earlier? That process is called autophagy, your body's cellular recycling system, and it needs time to fully activate. Here's the timeline. At 4 to 8 hours, blood sugar falls, insulin stops being produced, and all food has cleared your stomach. Your body is now running on its own. At 12 hours, the food you ate has been fully burned. Your digestive system goes to sleep, and something remarkable starts. Your body begins its healing process. Human growth hormone starts rising, helping protect and rebuild muscle. At 14 hours, your body has fully switched to burning stored fat as fuel. Growth hormone is now increasing dramatically. At 16 hours, fat burning ramps up significantly. This is your intermittent fasting window. At 18 hours, human growth hormone skyrockets. At 24 hours, this is where autophagy begins. Glycogen stores are fully drained.
Ketones flood the bloodstream. Your brain is running on clean fuel. At 36 hours, autophagy increases by 300%. Your cells are now in deep recycling mode. At 48 hours, autophagy increases another 30% on top of that, and two things happen that intermittent fasting simply cannot deliver. One is immune system reset and regeneration, and another one is the significant reduction in inflammation response. At 72 hours, autophagy maxes out completely. So now you can see why intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting are not the same tool. Think of intermittent fasting as tidying your house every few days. It keeps things manageable. A prolonged fast is the full, deep clean. It goes into the corners that regular maintenance never reaches. Both are useful, but they do completely different jobs.
This is the question I had when I started. Should I work out while fasting? I think it's worth addressing directly. Light movement while fasting is completely fine. A walk, some stretching, zone 2 cardio, these actually complement fasting by enhancing fat oxidation. But intense training during a deep fast is a different story. When you combine heavy exercise with prolonged fasting, you are stacking two major stressors on the body at the same time. Recovery signaling drops. Body has less resources to repair and adapt. The simple rule: match your training intensity to your fasting depth. Intermittent fasting days, train normally. Heavy sessions, strength work, high intensity, schedule these inside your eating windows where possible. Prolonged fasting days, keep movement light. Let the body focus on what it does best during that window, which is cellular cleanup, not muscle repair. So, what does a practical, sustainable approach actually look like? During the week, use 16-8 intermittent fasting 2 to 3 times, preferably on lower intensity days. This keeps fat burning active and metabolism flexible without affecting performance. Every 1 to 2 months, add a single 36 to 48 hour fast as a deeper cellular reset. Keep training minimal during this window. You are not trying to maximize suffering. You are cycling signals. Regular short fasts maintain the system. Occasional longer fasts reset it at a deeper level. And here's the part most fasting content may not give enough coverage. The recovery after the fast matters as much as the fast itself. Refeed properly. Prioritize protein. Give your body the materials it needs to rebuild what autophagy broke down. The benefits don't come from fasting alone. They come from the cycle: stress, recovery, adaptation. So, how little fasting do you actually need? If fat loss is your goal, intermittent fasting, a few days a week, is genuinely enough. Start there. If you want cellular renewal, immune reset, and real anti-aging benefits, you now know you need to go further. Once every 1 to 2 months is enough for most people. These are not competing methods. They are two different tools for two different jobs. And now you know exactly which one to reach for and why. The best part? You don't have to figure this out by experimenting on yourself. Now you know. Go use the right tool.